We are going to go into the champion select here and see what they can do against Dignitas.
Well, right away, Evelyn banned out away the NK Inc. Jungle Eve. They just never let him have it. That was actually instrumental in their one win this weekend up against Curse. And lessons are being learned. The Shen, the split push, that's being dropped away from Cris as well. Of course, the Crumbzz, Zach, the Jace from anyone on Dignitas, also strong bans.
Yeah, those are just really all-around popular champions right now. Very popular in Korea, which translated to Cloud9, which translated to everybody, basically. So those are pretty much universal bans. And the Shen right there, talking about universal, you want to take down those globals, keep them off the map.
Indeed. So we'll see if Karthus or maybe a Nocturne can make their way into this one. More bans actually being targeted up at Cris. The Elise dropped away as well. They're trying to stop him out. He's another one of those big all-stars there. Probably, I guess if you had to pick one player who was like, if you had to pick a carry, like a lot of people would have said Cris for this Velocity lineup. So bans there, I think, make a lot of sense.
Yeah, but the one thing left up for Cris is that little Yordle there, Kennen, he's been going back to that champion over and over again. It seems to be one of his favorite and most consistent champions that Dignitas have just left on the board.
And it's going to be interesting to see if they really do go for it here, because we've seen Kennen first pick heck of a lot. Of course, the show on Master Yi, KiWiKiD clicking up on Fizz as well.
Yeah.
You're right. I didn't even think about this. Nunu was left open, and they grab it.
So every single match before this, we've seen if you're on red side, you ban Nunu because first pick is going to take him, and that just makes your jungler's life a really, really hard time because of the power of that consume and the recent buffs that he got. He's just a very, very first pick worthy champion right now.
So very brutalizing Nunu right here. Willump running around, consuming things. Nunu throwing ice balls at people. It's a good synergy, and it seems to be pretty rough for these guys. But of course, Velocity have been given their picks. Yes, they do get that early pick, Kennen. Yes, they do get the Draven for MapleStreet. These are things that they are very aware of playing.
Yeah, so he did go for that Kennen. Definitely one of his favorite champions. But this, again, does leave that Master Yi up. We saw Dignitas hovering over the Master Yi, almost sort of daring, or Dignitas, they were daring Velocity to take that Master Yi away from them, you know, and maybe use it in the jungle, because Nunu would be a perfect counter to a Master Yi jungle. Master Yi jungle is all about farming as hard as you can, but if Nunu's over there taking your buffs on cooldown, then he will have no chance to snowball.
And so Dignitas already looking for some disengage to go into their lineup. They realize, man, Kennen's going to want to dive into us. We've seen Janna picked up against Kennen so many times in the LCS. Dignitas still looking for that one right now. Of course, Patoy, no stranger to that champion himself. As time winds down, they look for the last few picks. It is going to be Ezreal, and it is going to be the Janna.
It's interesting, with the rise in popularity of Kennen, we've also seen Janna rise in popularity as well, because it's the obvious counter to that. Just try and knock him right back out. It's interesting that Janna and Nunu, though, they pretty much have opposite ultimates, so we'll have to see how Dignitas can actually coordinate those in the team fights. If they can actually space them out enough, then it's a whole bunch of kiting potential and actual really good crowd control.
So let's hope Dignitas is well coordinated. But of course, speaking of coordination, we do have the Thresh coming through here. We've seen Hook Lanterns just pull everyone into a fight all at once, and that's going to be a dangerous thing sometimes. And of course, the Thresh already being locked in gives them that super aggressive, incredibly scary Thresh Draven lane that makes a lot of people's lives miserable.
That is one of the most annoying lanes in solo queue. If you pair Draven with Thresh, it means that Thresh will be able to get not only the hooks that he wants off, but also every single soul that drops will be uncontested, because Draven is such an early lane bully. It just frees up the support to even roam around if he wants to.
And so, of course, you look at the last few picks that come through, those Velocity said, well, there's a Nunu jungle running around, it's going to make our lives miserable. I mean, we've seen Nunu top as well. I don't want to say with 100% clarity, because we see so many teams will switch roles around. Yeah. It might be, you know, might not be worth it, but the Maokai was actually grabbed here saying, yeah, you know, that's not going to worry me too much. You can counter jungle me, but I'm still Maokai.
So Maokai, as long as he has his Twisted Advance and his Arcane Smash, he's a gank machine. That's all you need. It's a great combo right there, and has a low cooldown, so he can continually gank lane. So if he does get counter jungled, he can at least go somewhere else and do something productive.
So something productive is going to be the goal here for NK Inc. We don't see Maokai a ton this split. Dignitas going to make their own decisions here. The Twisted Fate and the Zed, you talked about that in pregame, likely to be KiWiKiD. Got a really good setup here.
These are two very high priority picks. Twisted Fate and Nunu right now have seen so many bans over the weekend, and Dignitas actually have grabbed both of them. So we'll probably be seeing, KiWiKiD probably going to hold on to that one because scarra is not known for his TF play. But that just means that they have two really good split pushers with the last two picks coming in, Zed the Duelist, and then Twisted Fate with the Global Teleport.
And that's something that we saw. Exactly, that's something we saw work so well for Counter Logic Gaming with the Gangster, the combos in the top lane. We'll see how that plays out in the game itself. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we are back, it is Dignitas versus Velocity Esports. Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Dignitas on the blue side, Velocity on the red. Freak and Kobe bringing you the final match of the day here at MLG Anaheim 2013. Now, crowd, this is our last chance to go crazy. If you want Dignitas to take this game home, let me hear you.
All right, how about them Velocity fans?
And of course, you guys at home can vote in on who you think is going to win as well with Twitter. Check the bottom left corner. You're going to see that switch around to the hashtags you're going to want to use to vote for if you think Dignitas or Velocity will win this game up. Make your voices heard as well. Hashtag DIG, hashtag VES. The vote's coming in now. Put those numbers in, man. 50-50 so far. Could definitely go either way. And we'll watch the jungle invade start. Some wards coming in into the enemy jungle right here as Dignitas slowly make their way forward. Patoy gets the ward on Wraith, and they back out.
And Velocity actually have the upper hand here. They've got the vision. They knew where Dignitas was, so they've returned to this red buff, and NK Inc. setting up some saplings as well for additional vision around this red start here. This is very interesting because last time we saw Curse go with the Draven, giving him red buff and having him solo the lane, letting his support roam around.
And that could be a dangerous thing, of course. This time around, NK Inc. is going to sit around for this one. But it's interesting because he's very, very ability-based, is not starting with a blue buff, though. Could make his early jungle a little difficult.
As long as he is able to go back and get his blue buff after this, which would mean they want a smiteless red steal right here, then this is a really, really good start for NK Inc. because anytime you start against Nunu, getting any sort of buff is an amazing win for your team.
Well, he has gotten the red buff there, is level 2, gets the arcane smash there, and Crumbzz has soloed his buff so far. So, both bottom side buffs have been grabbed. Velocity makes their way back out. In fact, the wards for Dignitas on that side of the map have timed out. Only an Explorer ward was used to watch the Golem buff. So NK Inc.'s getting this one, I'm pretty sure, uncontested.
Yeah, and Crumbzz is doing pretty much the textbook Nunu route right here. He's going over to steal the enemy red, but Velocity, since they preemptively warded that red side jungle, they're going to know he's over there, and this is just an even buff trade here for both junglers right now, and the Nunu not bringing too much to the tail of this early.
So we'll keep track of the counter jungling count so far. So far, so good. Just a 2v2 at the bottom lane. In fact, completely standard lanes here, aside from the fact that KiWiKiD and scarra are kind of switching, but TF versus Kale mid, and that's going to be the match we look at right now.
It looks like this is going to be KiWiKiD just farming it up here as Crumbzz takes advantage of not only stealing the red buff, but also taking that big Wraith away.
So he has stolen one camp so far, aside from the default trades, but the push into the bottom lane, Patoy chunked down below 100 HP at this point, forced to chuck a healing potion. That's going to hurt.
but they know that Nunu's in the top side, so this is really the reason that this very aggressive bot lane here for Velocity can go all out like this. They don't have to be scared of this Nunu ganking them.
Nunu's gonna go in. Will he be able to consume the big golem? Just wants to fight NK Inc. Smash comes in. That's 2 stolen away. Crumbzz doing very well in the jungle so far.
So he stole away pretty much all the high priority targets in that upper side jungle from NK Inc.
It has actually split the experience pretty well, though. I'm keeping track of XP bars, and they're actually not too far apart.
Here he comes down mid, though.
The Ice Blast comes in on a Vileroze, forcing the flash away. Crumbzz really having a good impact on this game so far. He's going to make his way around. NK Inc. looking still for the top lane. The bottom, we still see the pressure there on Imaqtpie, but MapleStreet just took a bunch of damage. Ignite goes on Imaqtpie. There could be a battle. The spinning axe is still coming across. There's the hook. Imaqtpie gets double shielded. MapleStreet now forced to run, dodges the Q, gets the damage there on Cutie, gets the kill picked up. Crumbzz answers one back. First blood to Evaniskus.
Great job by MapleStreet and Evaniskus down bottom. They were still able to trade, and they actually got the first kill there, even though Crumbzz came down. Good answer.
Very, very good answer, and the amount of movement he has, he is just chugging his way around the map. The movement speed so high for this guy. Crumbzz, with only boots 1, 460 movement speed. The Janna passive, runes and masteries, opening boots instead of machete. The dude is trucking.
Plus, he went utility tree, so he got that extra 3%. Very strong, but here's the twisted advance.
And they forced the flash out from KiWiKiD. Not a bad thing.
So that's back in the day when we used to see so many jungle Maokais. That was always the spectacular part of the ganks, is flashing the Maokai into your turret and then returning the damage and trying to turn that gank around.
And thankfully for NK Inc., he wasn't stunned in turret range. He got to walk out instead of having to flash away. So not much burn, just flashes now. Both mid laners actually without flashes. Nunu and Maokai both very able to gank as they move back in. And there's Crumbzz.
There is Crumbzz lying in wait. Vileroze, though, his flash is down as well, so
there's going to be the Ice Blast onto him, slowing him down, just force him back. Now, Vile is actually running very, very low in health and mana, so you're seeing that lane get more and more difficult. Crumbzz actually spots out NK Inc., gets smashed in the face, has to run back from this one, but I'm pretty sure Crumbzz will be able to steal away this big Wraith.
Yes, this is where Nunu really starts to shine here. He continues into other person's jungle.
Forcing Imaqtpie back, now the chain onto Patoy. He could have turned back for the Lantern, didn't really need to though. A lot of damage going down. Dignitas constantly losing health bars in this matchup here, and it's an 8 minion kill lead for Velocity's AD carry.
That's really, really beneficial for them, but Crumbzz, what you want to do as your jungle Nunu is go to the enemy's jungle before you even go to your own jungle, so that you can constantly keep on counter jungling and keep that Maokai down.
He's keeping him down right now. It's a 1 level difference between Crumbzz and NK Inc. They're both at about 4.5 versus 5.5. So a lot of early lead here for Crumbzz as he continues to scale up through the game. Actually picked up an early, Ruby, sorry, the Kindle gem there. So more cooler reduction, more health. Crumbzz a very, very tanky man. And he takes some of his own jungle, but he's getting closer and closer to 6 here.
And now he'll finally farm up his own jungle camps. Maokai is going to head down bottom though. So this is actually a really good setup for a lane gank because they've prepped it with a pink ward in this side bush. And since MapleStreet and Evaniskus have already been playing very aggressive, it will be hard for the bot lane of Dignitas here to realize that there's anything different going on.
But unfortunately for them, KiWiKiD has hit level 6, so they've got to be aware of any fight they go for. Because if Fate has Destiny available, and things are going to look a little bit better for Dignitas because of that.
If they time this with the blue buff transfer over to Twisted Fate, though, then they will actually be safe as we see KiWiKiD too far up on the side of the map to make his way down.
Let's see if they go for the tower dive. Then NK Inc. still waiting right on the wings of that brush right there. Hook comes in, doesn't quite land. They might feel a little more confident with that death sentence on cooldown. VES comes back out. Will they get close enough to the brush?
And it looks like, NK Inc. is kind of wasting a lot of time in here. This is an Ezreal lane, so he can arcane shift back into the turret, just like flashing back into the turret, and turn around a lot of damage. If they wait until PewDiePie and Patoy hit level 6, then there's so much disengage from this Janna Ezreal lane that it will be very hard to pull off. There's a Destiny!
Oh, the Destiny does come across. He's going for the top lane right there. Forces Cris to flash away, otherwise does survive that.
Immediate reaction from Velocity. As soon as they see Twisted Fate go top, boom, we're moving Dragon.
And here we go. Can they outsmite a Nunu with flash? Actually, not flash up, but smite and consume available. Velocity eSports going for the pressure there. Crumbzz puts the wall across. again, does not have flash, so it's going to be up to Vileroze to chunk him away and make him not go for this one. Dragon's still down below half health, but Twisted Fate has come back down. Dignitas actually able to press this one away and stop Velocity at Dragon.
Crumbzz able to scare them off single-handedly right there. Bot time for TF to walk all the way back down, and then the rest of Dignitas can converge. So no advantage gained by Velocity.
And it's actually Cris getting jumped on right now by Scarra. Deathmark is on, down to about 1/3 health, but survives the engagement, both burning their ultimates.
That's actually a pretty good trade there for Scarra, because this is going to be back up very soon, and he can rely on that Zed passive. Now that Cris is below 50%, he's got an extra 8% that he can deal with that auto attack.
And so it's up to Cris to get his health bars back up there and try to survive the engagement overall. He actually recalls back to go back to full health, picks up the Seeker's arm guard, so already Cris has armor on his mind, and for good reason.
Oh, and now we've got action in mid.
Forced to use the Kale ultimate, does still get the slow though from Crumbzz. Absolute zero channeled out. A lot of damage still on a Vileroze. KiWiKiD diving in, flashes out. There's the wild card, there's the Ignite. Will it be enough? KiWiKiD pulls turret aggro. One more turret shot is not going to land. Ignite not doing enough either.
Ooh, very close dive right there, but good execution from Dignitas. KiWiKiD able to run and hug the side of the walls to barely get out of tower range.
But Cris wants to pull it a little something right now into the mid lane. Keeps that turret from taking too much pressure, forces Crumbzz out right here. But they've not been really doing very well in any lane but this back and visiting MapleStreet and Evaniskus. You said it in the beginning of the game. MapleStreet has been a big star here. I think he's been a little bit hit and miss, but right now he's hitting. And again, Velocity tries for Dragon.
And this time they brought everybody to the party. The only one that wasn't there is Vileroze, because he died. But without Scarra coming down, they're going to get this one for free.
And they get it without even a turret being answered, unless Scarra can take that turret in the next few seconds, because Vileroze is making his way over to battle up against Zed. So those are one of the cleanest things when they actually manage to take Dragon without getting any kills and take Dragon without trading a turret away. That's a rare occurrence. But there's the destiny to the top lane. Good ult by Vileroze. Will it be enough? Puts damage onto Scarra. KiWiKiD, he might keep trying to trade on a turret, locks another gold card. Cris coming for the counter gank.
And Scarra didn't use his ultimate yet. He's got the Deathmark available, but he's so low.
Has to flash away from Cris. Slicing Maelstrom is available, but Flash is not. Cris unable to follow through on that one, but a wasted ult from KiWiKiD, a wasted flash from Scarra. Now the fight in the bottom lane, Imaqtpie taking a bunch of pain as well. Evaniskus goes forward, has a lantern, and he doesn't actually manage to catch it. The Monsoon breaking apart the chance for the lantern catch, but the damage still coming up from MapleStreet cleanses away, gets knocked up by Janna. He does go down, and now Evaniskus in a bad spot. Might get away though.
Patoy with the support plays right there. Monsoon knocking Evaniskus into the turret range, and then the knockups.
And there's the engage on a Cris. The Deathmark surely going to do enough damage. It's so close. There's the gold card. KiWiKiD picking up a kill. 4-1 Dignitas.
There's that Deathmark taking its toll. Scarra is rewarded, and they are going to try and shove down this turret. Actually, they're putting a lot of damage into it because they need to answer something back for that earlier dragon that was taken.
And you're seeing that just get chunked out right here. KiWiKiD able to lock cards, so it just blew up right there. Turret does go down. Turret number 1 goes to Dignitas 11.5 minutes in. Of course, with these equal lanes, we see turrets go down so much less. It takes a lot more effort to make those structures fall over. Yeah,
so great job there by Dignitas making that one happen early. And it was with, Cris building armor early for the lane to try and defend against Scarra, but KiWiKiD coming up there with the gold cards locking him in place. Now NK Inc. looks to approach from the side.
He's going to go for that. He's going to lock up KiWiKiD right there. Gold card locked though. There's the stun, and now Cris tries to get into range. Nearly in range for the skill shot. Doesn't land the Q. Lands the W. No, he doesn't actually. And KiWiKiD is still running away safe. The stun again on NK Inc. Sapling spots him though, and NK Inc. is not able to push forward into this one. Cris still trying, low on energy, forces the flash from KiWiKiD. Will they chase on through? Q does land from Cris. Will that be enough for Vileroze?
Oh,
the intervention is up.
Oh no, yeah, that's an easy tower dive.
Here we go, goes into range, pops the ult early, lands the Q. This is surely going to be a kill. Vileroze takes that one. Assist goes to Cris. That's going to be a good pickup, but here comes Crumbzz in the bottom lane. The slow is there on MapleStreet. The engage still there, catches the spinning axe, still trying to run away. Crumbzz with another slow. Ult comes out, MapleStreet knocked into the air. Ult from Ez as well. Evaniskus, though, is face taking, block everything out, but here comes Scarra.
They leave it for Scarra to clean up the job here. And Evaniskus tries to hook him under turret.
Deals a lot of damage right here, but Scarra, it's going to be close. One more turret shot will not be enough damage to kill him. 2 for nothing in the bottom lane, 1 for nothing up top.
And Nunu right there making that gank happen. His snowballs, the ice blasts, are such a good counter to Draven, who relies almost 100% on those auto attacks. So slowing down that attack speed and move speed, very, very huge for Crumbzz. That's why he's maxing that Ice Blast second. Okay,
so a lot of damage coming out. Very, very successful ganks, as well as we have seen. NKiNK sweeping out the remainder of the minions in that turret, but the thing is they'd rather give the farm to an AD carry. Unfortunately though, only Imaqtpie was there to pick up that farm. And as the blue buff respawns, it'll go back to KiWiKiD, and he'll keep pressuring the map.
And it looks like we have a little bit of an overextension here from Velocity, but KiWiKiD walks into it.
They planned that from second one. KiWiKiD just drops down. Vileroze, though, will die as well. Intervention just came back up before he got a chance to cast it, and now Cris forced to flash away, but Crumbzz is not done. Oh, the jump across the wall missed from Scarra, didn't it?
Yes, he failed his shadow over there.
That is unfortunate. Not only wards, but also shadows. Scarra sometimes can't get over the walls properly.
Living shadows can knock their faces on the wall too. Tough break.
Unfortunate. So NKiNK gonna grab up his red buff for himself. Should be pretty safe right here. Again, just that 1-for-1 in the top lane. Interesting bait by Velocity. At the very least for NKiNK, despite getting counter jungled a lot by Crumbzz, hasn't lost any of his buffs to the neuter counter jungle.
He's doing a good job, and he's keeping the priority on those buffs, but it's been Crumbzz making the ganks happen bottom lane. Whoa, Patoy with the Flash Monsoon!
Flash Monsoon puts Evaniskus in range of Scarra. Scarra jumps in, bypassing the wall of the box, gets a shield there from Patoy, gets slowed down a little bit by the box, but that's going to be enough. Scarra is on a rampage, 4-0-1.
And he's going to want to complete that Blade of the Ruin King when he goes back. Dueling potential right now for Scarra just skyrocketed. He is going to be able to split push now. This is a new threat for Dignitas. Not only do they have that Twisted Fate, they also have Scarra, who can duel anyone on Velocity at this moment.
And that that textbook Dignitas tri-lane push is there. The Scarra split push, the Twisted Fate split push, and of course the rest of the three can do whatever they want. Crumbzz has made his way around the map so very, very much, and he's going to keep looking for openings right here. Again, Velocity have not let MLG and Evaniskus leave that bottom lane. They're still looking to try to build an advantage out of this one, but despite Draven being that lane bully, he is behind Imaqtpie by 7 minions. He has had a very rough time in this lane.
Yeah, and you can definitely thank Crumbzz for that one, because his repeat visits bottom have really just turned that lane back around.
1-0 into Nunu, making their lives a bit miserable. You're seeing a 3,000 gold lead. The fan vote in the bottom corner, 3-1 down there. The gold lead, not that convincing, of course. VES have picked up a dragon so far, and the next one up very, very soon.
Yeah, you can see them prepping for it with that gold. Oh, here we go, Cris under attack.
He's going to get jumped on the just double ultimates right there, turning him into gold over and over and over again. We talked about it the first time when Link on CLG was constantly ganking as Zed and getting kills in the top lane. Now it's KiWiKiD ganking with Twisted Fate and giving Zed kills.
So after that kill, they're actually going to be trading the secondary turret for the dragon here. Velocity do get another dragon, but this is going to be another turret going down.
And that is a very good answer here for Dignitas. The 2 top lane turrets do go down. More global gold picked up. Gold lead 4,000 ahead. That has grown a little bit, and Crumbzz still looks a little bit antsy.
As he should be here. NKiNK, though, is in there, so it's a 3 versus 3 down in this bottom lane, and wards aplenty.
But the top lane is still getting pushed here. It's down below half health. Vileroze there with home guard boots and his haste, barely getting the turret in time, but it's down below 1/4 health. It's at only 708 right there. That's going to get knocked over very soon if it gets hit.
Very, very good play here, and anytime you do have the split pushing advantage, getting the early damage on the inhibitor turrets is huge, but it's this bottom lane, again, the 3 versus 3 brawl here, never ending.
Never ending indeed, and Crumbzz did a really good job of dodging the stand aside, and nice double play by Evaniskus, but takes a bunch of poke for his troubles, down below a few hundred health right there. That's going to hurt him a little bit, and now Dignitas have control of the bottom lane.
Oh, and they've got control of Cris!
Yeah, he's going to be like in death right now. Another kill picked up. Scarra is dominating. 6-0-1. Another turret picked up as well. 3-0 on that score. This is really good early game for Dignitas.
And you can see Cris trying his hardest to rush that Zhonya's so that he can avoid the death mark damage. But it's just so far off. You know, he has even tried to skip his boots in order to rush it quicker.
Double Thorn's Ring and a Ruby Crystal even for health, and it still is not mattering right now. Crumbzz just dodging away from the death sentence there from Evaniskus. That secondary turret now down to 1/3 as well. The pull on NKiNK, he splashes in. He's trying to find someone to reveal, but hasn't found a gank yet. Imaqtpie still running out of range. Nothing for NKiNK.
They still have ward vision of him, but that's Ezreal, and his Arcane Shift is back up. You're not going to catch QT Pie.
Yeah, he's just going to recall inside the Baron, or the Dragon Pit, and nothing found right there. The jungle being swept right there by Velocity, but they haven't found anything to do really for a while. The ganks have not been landing. They've been stuck at 3 kills for a good long time, and all they're trying to do is scale back up, but they keep getting punched in the face by Scarra and KiWiKiD and Crumbzz over and over and over again.
You can tell by this Dignitas lineup, they do not let up. They have Twisted Fate and Zed for the lane pressure, and then they have Nunu in the jungle to just take everything away from Velocity, even inside their own half of the map.
And I really like Crumbz's build as well. Speaking of him, we haven't gotten to see Nunu jungle really in the LCS so far, so take a look at what he's gone for. No Hunter's Machete, no jungle items really at all. It's a Philo Stone for gold income and a lot of tank stats and cooldown reduction.
Because when you max consume first, which is what pretty much all the jungle Nunus are doing now, you don't really need any extra damage on jungle minions. That level 5 consume by itself does 1,000 true damage, and then you also have smite. That's all you need for counter jungling.
That's all you need at all. And of course, Cris, all he needs to get away from Scarra right now does Zhonya's the death mark. But here comes Twisted Fate. That's going to be actually no gold card lock. Gets slowed by Nunu, but there is KiWiKiD. Does show up, does land the skill shot. There's a kill picked up, but Vileroze is back for 1. He pops the ult onto himself. Scarra getting caught out, does not quite go down. Vileroze taking a bunch of punishment. He drops. Scarra is godlike. 7-0-2, and maybe Dignitas are not done. There's still more poke coming across. Evaniskus, 1 shot from dead. KiWiKiD wants it. No, he takes the twist in advance. NK though, overextended for this one. Crumbzz taking some pain. Ink trying to run away, just gets out, and MapleStreet cannot 1v3.
Ooh, so close right there. Chris's final completion of that Zhonya's allowed the rest of his team to get up there, but they were still only able to answer with 1 kill there, taking down KiWiKiD. And Scarra, like you said, godlike now. He's been able to add on a Black Cleaver on top of that Blade of the Ruin King.
So the percent health damage plus armor shred, just letting him break down whomever he wants to. And Imaqtpie kind of going wherever he wants to. He's going to hold on to the mid lane right here, poking away at NK Inc. That mid lane turret is under pressure. And with Dignitas winning so many team fights over and over, you figure, why not just kill more turrets?
Exactly. They can go right back to split pushing. Scarra right now ridiculously powerful. Every source of physical damage is going to proc that Black Cleaver passive. So his Blade of the Ruin King on the active, he can basically get that thing up instantly when he pops his combo on somebody.
And right now it was, you kind of saw the start of Crumbzz trying to steal away the Golem buff, but realized the enemy team was nearby. There's it could be actually a bit of a smite war. It is stolen away by Imaqtpie's True Shot Barrage. Nice pick up there, Dignitas.
Who needs a jungle Nunu to steal things when you've got KiWiKiD on your team?
And just to make it all fair, he did at least pick up a jungle item. He does have Spirit of the Elder Lizard. 30% more damage on a 700 damage True Shot Barrage. Yeah, it's going to do more than NK Inc. Smite Blow right now.
Yeah, and now they're pressuring mid with only 3 people while they have 2 up there split pushing top, and it's only going to be NK Inc. defending this secondary turret.
I feel like he's not going to beat them in 1v2.
He can stall them out for long enough, though. Cris is trying to make his way over there, too. Reinforcements are on the way.
Reinforcements are on the way. The minions did get swept out, so there we go. The turret not falling over just yet, but the mid lane, that might be under pressure. You saw that lose more health. Imaqtpie and Co still trying to get rid of that structure down below half.
I love this competition, or this composition for Dignitas, because it's been their style back in the spring split when they were on this huge run, winning so many games, that they just split push all lanes and they try and get ahead very early. This is the perfect comp for that because they have so much mobility, but it looks like they're using all that mobility to converge on this middle turret.
There comes Crumbzz in behind the enemy team. They pull in Vileroze. Why the heck not? Group back up, but they're going to re-engage now onto KiWiKiD, but it might be too little too late because Evaniskus takes so low on health. Ink in the mix, 1 kill, 2 kills picked up so far on top of the turret, and this is getting worse and worse. MapleStreet cleansing away, but the death mark is enough to pick up the kill. KiWiKiD making another one happen on the right-hand side, and only Cris is alive.
And Dignitas are just running all over this game right now. They're so confident. They're just going to stay up here and take another turret. 4 members down for Velocity.
4 members down. The poke still coming up, and now 5 strong. They want to take this 5v1 turret grab. Baron is up if they wanted to, but right now Dignitas are looking at turret kills instead. They sweep out 1 more minion wave, and they're not running urgently enough to Baron to tell me that they actually want it.
Dignitas definitely don't have to take that chance. If we've learned anything from the past 2 weeks of LCS, is don't take a chance on rushing that Baron when you have a gigantic early game lead. So they go with the safe one, the Dragon there. He doesn't hit quite as hard.
Yeah, it looks like Crumbzz able to tank that one up pretty successfully. Spam a bunch of consumes. Be very thankful that Imaqtpie helped him out as well. And another objective was grabbed. A 4-for-0 team fight. They grabbed the pickup onto Dragon, and they got a secondary actually 2 middle turrets, I should say. So Velocity without a turret kill, without a team fight win in a very, very long time. Dignitas still rolling over the competition.
Yeah, and now it's Velocity kind of in desperation mode, looking for pickoffs here, and they're going for QD.
They do find QD, he arcane shifts over the wall perfectly and does not get caught up by NK Inc. Pops barrier as well. Can he flash in time? No. The lantern comes across in case Cris might have been caught out. Nice little move right there. Good pickup there for Dignitas.
No getting away from that one there. QD does go down. RIP, rest in pieces.
Rest in pieces, poor little Ezreal, but it's going to be Vileroze getting caught out right here. The thorn in his side, Dignitas showing up, and he's likely to fall over, but Evaniskus shows, trying to trade. It's NK Inc. picking up the kill, and the battle has begun. MapleStreet in cleanup mode. Can he kill off Crumbzz? Crumbzz running away. There's a death mark in from scarra. MapleStreet not likely to get away from this one, does not survive at all, and scarra still looking for kills. Ignite happens, double kill picked up, 10, 0, and 5, scarra.
Scarra does end up getting over there and getting the double kill, but he was a little bit late. And now Cris gets knocked back. Good job by Patoy.
Amazing monsoon there from Patoy. As Cris was actually starting the cast in the ultimate, not even a chance to be stunned out from that one. Good disengage right there. A 3-for-2, still a great pickup for Dignitas.
And that move does actually take a little bit of skill to pull off, because if you get in range of that slicing maelstrom and you get stunned up as Janna, Cris can burst you down very quickly, being that he was only at half life.
So nice moves there, good reflexes. Patoy reading the situation properly. Scarra still looks for Cris right there. TF coming in again, and Cris might just be toasted. Gold card is there. Actually, a little bit of damage from KiWiKiD. Imaqtpie picks up the kill. All the members are even there to assist it.
Now it's Dignitas again, free reign of the map. They can really just charge right into an inhibitor turret right now. They've got that Lich Bane rushed KiWiKiD ready to deal ridiculous amounts of damage to the dueler.
That turret's going to get hit pretty hard. One of those big Sheen items helps him pull that structure down. You're seeing health bars now get chunked off. And of course, they've got a 5v4 power play. They could easily keep playing the siege if they wanted to. They could contest for Baron and put wards up there. Of course, you mentioned a lot of teams don't want to throw that one, but it's always an option.
It might actually be Velocity in their desperation looking towards that area of the map now, because they, again, have to look out for some sort of pick like they got on QT before to try and get back into this game. The only other thing that would be better would be a Baron steal, and that would be hard to pull off, being that NK Inc. does not have his flash up.
I mean, at least he was the player who did steal it away from Curse back in their match earlier this weekend. So certainly they've seen themselves come back from games like this before. Dignitas might not let them have it, though. The mid lane turret pressure is there. The Janna should keep the turret alive, but they have just enough damage to take this one down. That's their first turret.
And now they're engaging onto Crumbzz.
They found him, but he's a tanky man with a frozen heart. Will they do enough for the spinning axe? Yes, they do. MapleStreet picks up one. That was very, very important now. They've got a room for power play. Scarra is split pushing the right-hand side. They've got a 5v3 right now on the map. They're going to recall to hold the base.
The most important part for Velocity there was that they got that kill quickly so that they can recall, because 2 lanes for Dignitas are shoving right now.
And Scarra's going to get this turret for free. Vileroze will not be there in time unless Scarra gets a little bit gunshot. He's going to get that one. KiWiKiD picking up the inhibitor turret in the top lane as well, but he's been surrounded by NK Inc. There's going to be some kills picked up for Velocity unless KiWiKiD can outplay this somehow.
KiWiKid's going to have to outplay them real hard. Oh, he gets the execute at least. That's good enough.
Gives the experience over to NK Inc. Does not give any gold over whatsoever. Scarra runs away successfully from that right-hand side lane. Gets shoved away by Vileroze. So it's a 5v4 on the map. But Velocity, with so much pressure on the map, aren't able to do anything except farm minions right now.
No, and now their inhibitor is exposed up in that top lane, so they have to be so cautious. With that TF already so strong, and Scarra being able to duel anyone, it's really anyone's choice. Whoever goes up to that top lane can be a huge threat for Dignitas.
And the pink ward war coming in here. Evaniskus trying to get rid of these. Can he kill the Crumbzz? Stop Crumbzz in time? No, not really. But he's going to flay him back. Puts down the box. NK Inc. is here. Crumbzz is very much alone. Does not have flash. Unless he can just run far enough away. NK Inc. with the root. Channel's absolute 0. That's going to be the kill picked up. Scarra nearby.
Crumbzz got a little overconfident there. Yes, you are Nunu, but you're not going to be able to get away from 4 people there, and he does eventually go down. He did clear out that one ward, though.
Crumbzz, new, more like new noob. All right, and now Imaqtpie saving as blue buff, actually letting KiWiKiD pick it up right here. Another fight starts out. They've caught on to Patoy. Later comes across, finds Cris. This could be a crazy fight. Monsoon actually dodges everything, and now Evaniskus taking a lot of pain right here. Almost gets enough poke, does survive.
Yeah, that Monsoon knocked everyone out of KiWiKid's ulti. There's the Destiny, but Velocity staying as a pack.
And they are staying as a pack. He could have maybe gone for the push, and Zhonya's right after, but he still would have been very alone there. It was a 4v5 on the map. Remember that Crumbzz was dead. Dignitas saying, you know what? We'll just play the map objectives again. We're 12,000 gold up. We'll just push your base down.
Yeah, their reward for killing Crumbzz there was complete vision control of that Baron area, which is what they need to set them up for that amazing comeback we were hoping for from NK Inc. The possibility of some sort of Baron steal is there.
So it's not as impressive as a Howling Gale steal, but you've got the global from MapleStreet. You could always go for the Whirling Death kill, and that's my guess. If there's a steal, it's that spell.
And Crumbzz getting back to work over here, clearing out everything that he can. But Dignitas, again, they don't have to rush into the new Magnet. They can keep on split pushing. Right now we've got Scarra going to go up against MapleStreet on Draven, and I'd give the advantage over here to Scarra. This is dangerous for Draven.
And none of the Dignitas champions are metallic.
Yeah.
They're not getting pulled in by the Magnet. MapleStreet, though, the QSS picks up, survives Scarra's burst potential, and now it's going to be interesting because Scarra is going to be stuck in the lane. KiWiKiD, though, forced to Zhonya's. The battle has begun 4v4. Will anyone get out right there? Cris in the middle has been exhausted. Imaqtpie ready to put the damage out. Cris does fall down. 1 for 0 so far. Crumbzz taking a lot of punishment. Evaniskus is forced to run away. KiWiKiD is still safe in the back lines. KiWiKiD gets the kill down, and now NK Inc. is caught alone. 3 kills picked up here for Dignitas. Now they could go for Baron if they wanted to.
So great Zhonya's there by KiWiKiD to negate the damage there from Chris's Slicing Maelstrom. But little known fact, that QSS, you can actually cleanse off the death mark. So he avoided all of that damage, didn't go down. But Scarra zoned him. He forced MapleStreet back, and that means he can join the team at the Baron. Boom, there goes for Dignitas. Now they can just run in that front door, take down top inhibitor.
There we go, 23-8, a 15,000 gold lead, 30 minutes into the game. Dignitas have an exposed inhibitor to kill in the top lane. It's now a 5 versus 3 on the map. Velocity might look to stop this.
And MapleStreet recalling from the bottom now, but Evaniskus hooks in Scarra.
Pulls the Thresh on right there. It's going to be Cris is getting chunked out right now. It was still on cooldown on his Zhonya's. Scarra is legendary 11-0-6, still skilling throughout this game, destroying people's health bars. Oh, Scarra, you're destroying people.
Scarra really seems to be feeding off the energy of this Anaheim crowd because this weekend he has been dominating.
He has been absolutely amazing in every single game, except for the one against Vulcan where he got camped stupid hard. He did the best he could, turned a couple things around, but just for lack of a better word, got camped. There was a tent pitched up there, and Smithy made his life miserable. But the win against TSM, this game right now, Scarra's put up huge numbers, heck of a lot of kills. He's been on point here for sure.
Scarra's got to be careful. I guess he's putting a target on his back and making other teams think about camping him as well. Maybe he'll have to get used to that.
He might have to change his playstyle around a little bit. Actually, that's what Toys mentioned as sort of the reason of him stepping down from TPA. Is his playstyle had to change so much because everyone respected him too much and camped him, and he wasn't able to play his own way. And I don't know, man, Scarra, see if you can keep playing your own way if people start respecting you a lot more again. KiWiKiD right now farming up the mid lane, pushing things in. Dignitas, they have one inhibitor down. They've got a bunch of power on the map. They've got the Baron buff there. This could be their closing act right here. Yeah,
they could just walk straight up this mid and bottom lanes right now because, like we said so often, Scar can duel anyone on Velocity's team at 11-0, and the rest of his team, obviously, after that Baron fight, they can handle themselves in the 4 versus 4.
They can't handle themselves in the 4v4. Heck, they can handle themselves in a 3 versus 4, judging by how a lot of this game has been going so far. Velocity trying to hold on, but look at that. They're just being spread out so much. KiWiKiD gets a bunch of damage onto that mid lane inhibitor turret. It's down below half. Evaniskus tries to land a hook, can't land anything right there, and Dignitas keeps spreading apart Velocity.
That's all that they have to continue to do because they do have that Baron buff as well, and they will just regen up all the poke that's happening. You can see it's sticking on Velocity. Their health bars are getting whittled down here as well as their turrets.
And there's Eel coming across, puts a bunch of pain down onto Cris, and that's a kill picked up by Scarra, killing him over the wall. 5 versus 4 without a Slicing Maelstrom is going to be rough.
So Scarra again just wants to pad that KDA. He's doing a great job of it, and that's an exposed inhibitor. Velocity can't even fight that without Cris.
And that's going to be so bad. So there we go. Inhibitor number 2 falling down. Mid lane turret dangerously low as well. And Velocity are stuck here, forced to just farm minions flooding into their base. Turret goes down. Next Inhibitor as well. Dignitas about to start a 7 versus 4.
And here we go, they're going on the Nexus turrets. They've got plenty of minions in the base.
Howling Gale comes across, Evaniskus locks up a little bit, puts the box down, Crumbzz will side down, but so will Vileroze, trading 1-for-1. Cris about to respawn, will have Slicing Nails from MLG, forced to flash from his own base, and gets killed on the Nexus. Cris coming back with a vengeance, gets Monsoon back out though, doesn't find much to land right there. Imaqtpie still with the damage output, kills Evaniskus. Double kill for that Ezreal. Cris left alone. This will be GG. Dignitas go 2-1 in the week and take down Velocity.
Congratulations to Dignitas, and I have to say, Velocity might have just overthought the picks bans phase. They were banning out specific champions rather than leaving up these 2 globally strong champions like Twisted Fate and Nunu that are just considered strong by every single team.
And you just saw the repeated application of that pressure there. Twisted Fate showed up for Scarra over and over again. And Cris, who's a very, very good player, still is, did the best he could, but got camped by those teleports, stunned into Deathmark time and again, had no response available.
It was just an early lead for Dignitas that they never let up. Very good execution right there, which is something that we've seen a lot of these teams lacking, is how to finish out a game.
Yeah, teams with a Fed Zed definitely have a lot of execution there. And you saw Dignitas, they pulled it through successfully. The scoreboard you saw on your screen had a 13-0-7 Scarra. He did an amazing job, of course, was set up for that one very, very well. The game plan was just there from second 1 for them. Right, you said early game execution, taking the global objectives, pushing all the lanes down. That's the Dignitas that, you know, fans who consider them a top team, that's the Dignitas we normally see from them.
Yeah, Scarra making a really good play right here to get back in the favor of all the fans after the criticism that he was receiving.
And doing that in front of a huge audience like you guys at MLG Anaheim, it's a good thing to do. It helps rekindle that fire and say, yeah. And you heard everyone cheer, right, when the game ended. They would cheer when the Nexus exploded, and then cheer 10 seconds later when the door opens to the soundproof booth, and you see him on stage, and they're like, yes, we did it. And everyone just kind of explodes again. It's great to see.
Yeah.
All right,
we also had, you know, MLG having to rush that QSS to deal with Scarra's Deathmark. It was just, he had such an impact on that game.
Yeah, so the goal definitely very much in favor of Dignitas, and really, really good play. Now, of course, that's going to do it for us for now right here. We do, of course, have an interview with those members of Team Dignitas to talk about that wonderful game.